Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. Today is the end of Binding Worlds. The first time that you could actually recruit somebody that you found within Binding Worlds via Forma, but not actually a Forma. It's whatever that other star-shaped icon is. I don't remember the name of it. But you're actually able to go in and recruit some of the things that you found. So today I'm going to go through who I found. I actually saw a lot of friend units in there too, which, based on what I saw around Twitter, not a lot of people had as much luck as I did, evidently. Or maybe the expectation of seeing a friend unit was higher? I don't know. I feel like I saw a fair amount of friend units, at least half a dozen. Um, so, yeah, I don't know. If you're wondering, this is where you can set the proxy that you send. Okay, this is Tiki. I decided to go with my adult Tiki, the one that I recently remade. She's easy to merge up, probably for new and old players alike. The seal, very easy, right? Just encounter D, slap it on, you're done. I ultimately went with her over somebody like Micaiah or Titania because she involved some of the rarest, most abundant inheritance that I have ever had to throw into a unit before. But this was actually the first unit that I plus 10 in the game, and so I figured, hey, why not? And she's infantry, so naturally she takes more dragon flowers, which you would get her if you end up formatting her at the end of all this. So I went with that strictly on the basis of harder to recreate than the others, pretty much. Because my Micaiah is like maybe 2 inheritance total. This was like 4 or 5, and it was it took a minute. So if you find this Tiki somewhere in Binding Worlds, know that it's me, and you should let me know either in comments or on wherever on social that I am. Let me know that you found my Tiki, and maybe you formed her, maybe you didn't. I don't know. It's kind of sad because I found Liam, one of my mods, on my free-to-play account, which obviously the recruiting portion is paywall locked, and I can't spend anything on that account. Even if I wanted to, otherwise it's no longer the true free-to-play experience, and so what are you gonna do, man? I guess we'll start over here from the very beginning. So I saw a couple pretty basic ones. There were some in here that haven't really been changed, honestly. Some were pretty much base kits, some were not available to Forma. Some had a little bit of effort put in there, right? That's kind of nice. I ran into myself a lot, actually. And I did end up using Tiki in the earlier rounds, at least, because it was, easier. But I found Shadow Master Luigi, who is on my friends list, as you can see. Pretty good, honestly. Pretty dope skills for the most part. Pretty well built Christmas Lissa. Anyway, Mika. I found Mika, who had a pretty out of box, I think, if I'm remembering Legendary Corrin correctly. Pretty out of box there for the most part. I found Ariel, who was on my friends list, who has just a banging Duomarth. That's really cool. I found Speedy Hawk, who was on here, naturally pumping a Micaiah. You'd love to see that. But not something that I couldn't make myself, I'm really kind of looking for something that I can't remake. And Speedy Hawk also being a big-brained Micaiah enjoyer, I feel like we would have similar builds, more than likely. So I may not form that one. I haven't decided yet. I do love Micaiah, though. So priorities up there. But you can see a lot of these initially, I was kind of like, oh, well, that's... A lot of these are like vanilla kits, as PM1 would say. And I didn't really see anything that was like super exciting. This Berkut is banging. All right, this is a great Berkut. This is one that I gave a lot of consideration to. Might still do it, actually. This Selena's really cool. Really love that. Spirited Sword instead of the Arcane one. You know? Uh, but then we ran into some more vanilla builds. Obviously, a slightly enhanced Tiki. But getting rid of the res, attack res finish for a distant counter. This is actually pretty good at Hilda. But obviously can't request that one. I found Ariel, who had Dragon Ball. I'm assuming that that came from a Muspel and not from a Saros or a Rhea. I'm just, just an assumption. This Perry, which, is pretty easy to recreate as well. I found Amazus, who is another one of my Discord mods, over here with a Lysithea. I think I have known Amazus maybe the longest out of any of my viewers. It's a tough shot between him and Liam, because they've been around a very long time, almost I think the same amount. But I know Amazus like in real life. I have met Amazus on several instances in the real world. So there's a slight edge there, I'm gonna be honest. But it is Lysithea. So also I don't think Amazus plays anymore, which would make it kind of cool. There's me again. There was this Ross, which was kind of insane as well. He was kind of nuts. This Dimitri. Oh my god. I think this... It was an okay Celica. It didn't really knock out a whole lot, though, unfortunately. Robin, again, pretty easy to recreate / vanilla. This Guinevere was pretty bussin'. So, Okami, congrats. That's a pretty dope Guinevere that you've got there. Looking like it was from Hall of Forms. This Claude, I think, was pretty bussin', but not anything, So there's some other stuff in here that was kind of cool to see. A lot of it didn't get the KOs that like I thought that they would. I ended up basically finishing the entire event with this Dimitri and then this Veronica. And then that was it. I was pretty much through it at that point. And I was basically just going back in to each enclosure, trying to more or less just get different formas, which it's really nice that you can just go in, basically cycle out a unit and then just surrender. Like, you don't have to actually finish the map to have the unit stick with you and show up here. So that's kind of a nice thing. Colin has a Nowi, a little dated. It's the Threatened Res 3. That's pretty dated, to be honest. But another friends list unit, at least, if nothing else. This one was interesting because it was an attack defense catch. Maybe that was the best role they could get in Hall of Forms. I wasn't sure. But that was a form of Micaiah already. It was really hit or miss, honestly. You'll see some of these are either vanilla or I got myself again. Just because the options were really bad. It was really hit or miss. This was kind of a cool Nisala that I ended up finding. I found Swift Sea. Swift Sea's Amelia. I mean, that's a pretty hype pickup, not gonna lie. Not formed, by the way. That's hard work and dedication right there. And luck, also luck. There was this Ike, who basically had a menace and velocity added on to him. Me again. Did I hit 100 attack yet? No. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Didn't want that anyway. There's an Ike here who I think had a slight upgrade with Distant Dart. So that's something. The Jill was neat. This was a pretty sick Jill. Not gonna lie. We got Clash, Flow Flight, and Oath 4 on her, with a Rally Up Plus and Ruptured Sky. Like, that's pretty nuts. That's pretty nuts. There was this Edelgard, which I found several Edelgards throughout the entire event overall. I found Dez. Dez has also been around for a while, also on my friends list, so that was kind of exciting. I'm personally not the biggest Merv fan. But again, another longtime viewer that we found in here. There's Erica. Again, not much there changed with her. Someday I will maybe have a Shez that looks like that. Byleth, nothing really different there. Roxkurt with a Rinka here, who's obviously had a little bit of work because she was a 4-star on the Firefest banner. So there's that. That one was pretty nice. I think this is just oh no, this is a slightly updated Sidori. It's not too shabby there. We upgraded that. That's kind of nice. Have I hit 100 attack yet? No. Can you hit 100 attack? Can you go beyond 2 digits? I don't know that you can. Oh, this Sophia was kind of cool. If I'm remembering her correctly. We got a Special Spiral 4, we got the Defense Res Menace, and we got Close Foil. So that was something. That was a little interesting thing that we found here. Pretty basic Fallen Tiki. This Marth, again, a little bit dated, but one of the better options I had at the time to pull through. There was a Takumi, who I thought was really neat, but then realized he couldn't actually kill anything. So that feels bad there. Chicken Pala, which... Sweet molasses. Very powerful Fae. I'm not known for using Fae like ever. But you know, there's there's that. There was Creso, who has been a member, not only a viewer but a member for a fairly decent chunk of time. That Edelgard, pretty good. That's pretty good. We got Distant Ferocity and a near save. So that's something. This Sonya was pretty. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I think maybe attack Res Oath 4 might be a slightly better option on her, but again, it's that's not ain't no forma there. But I noticed she wasn't really like doubling anything, so I think maybe at this rate, like maybe her speed just it wasn't enough to keep up. But yeah, this was pretty cool. The Micaiah that I found was, I picked it because it was Micaiah. Okay, that's literally the only reason. All right, that's it. It's the only reason. This Alencia was kind of cool. This Corn I think was a slight upgrade. Similar to what I put on my legendary Corn, actually. She recently hit +10 earlier in the year because of certain sharings that were going on in the Cullis pool. That's as much as I would care to talk about it. There was a Scrom, and then most recently, the very last one that I got, who I would probably form it if I could, but I can't, is this Brave Marth in here who has Special Spiral 4, which is really cool. I think Special Spiral 4 on Brave or Kid Marth is really neat. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, man? So I don't know if I'll actually seal the deal on any of those. But it was interesting to see, and it gives you maybe a little bit more to go off of. But I don't know. I think we saw at least half a dozen friend units in there. I feel like I found a fair amount because there's there's 28, 6 out of 28. It's pretty good. That's like a 20-25% hit rate based on stage, maybe. I don't know. Probably lower, just because you're using the torches more frequently. But yeah, I think I found a lot. I think maybe other people only found like maybe one or two friends. So I don't know. What was your friend finding experience in Binding Worlds? Let me know, and then I'll maybe I'll have a better idea. I'm not sure. But that is it for this. That's all this is for now. Um, I'm still undecided. You can recruit for like 30 days after the fact, because I think we get this event like maybe every 2 months or so, something like that. Every other month, something around that is happening. So it's not. I don't have to make up my mind right away, but I might. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. Anyway, let me know your experience in the comments down below. That's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. And until then, I will catch you next time.